Hey guys, welcome back to next video, and let's work on this tail here. We need some kind of a machinery, some exhaust, some grills, whatnot, some paneling here, because this whole structure is a bit boring. So we need to slice it a bit. So I'm thinking that maybe we could slice this bit off here, for example. Somewhere here. We need to watch the angles though. The angles need to be consistent with, with the angles either here or here. It's gonna be a bit tricky, but we could introduce some paneling on the bottom, or maybe some kind of paneling this way. Let me see, let's add more loops here. Okay, and a few more loops here and a few more loops here. All right, so it's more or less even. And then let's actually select these, so W, and let's select these. All right, around here. Boom, that's one. Let's see how it's gonna look. Okay, so let's select these, right, up to here, and see what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a little bit too busy, but you never know. Shift D and P selection, right? Just turn off this W. Now what we need to do is we need to look at the modifiers. What we have here, bevel and weighted normals, that's cool. Let's do the solidification, alright, and then we're gonna move this one above the bevel. And we're going to solidify it outside a little bit, okay, and even thickness that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this off and edit. And we're going to select all these, right? And in fact, I don't even know if it's gonna be possible to do it this way, but we could separate them into strips of geo, so kind of like that. Let's just try this. Let's go to local view. There you go. P and P and P and P. And this one could be longer, just for fun. Okay, see how this looks. Yeah, see, this has a lot of interest here in the back, and this one could be even longer still. So it could, span all this length here, like this. Okay, and then let's just Shift D and P, and we're going to copy modifiers here. Control C and copy modifiers. There we go. And that is quite interesting, I think. And this piece here could be at another panel, going, for example, all the way here and here, so W. And hold Shift and select it, and then Shift D, P, selection, and then Shift select, go to solid view, select that, Shift select that, Control C, copy modifiers. There we go. And the front could be actually unpaneled, which I think looks quite interesting. So you got this kind of a situation in the back, so you don't even have to create much, but we could still add some capacitors here in the back or on some such. I could really use a box cutter right now, because it would be so much easier to cut this thing. Another plane, I want a mesh cube. Let's scale that. And let's drop it in here and grab these two, go to local, rotate that like this, there you go. And let's just apply scale and drive a Control B here, and then right click shade smooth and auto smooth and Control minus. And then we of course need to move this above all the modifiers. Working in vanilla is extremely tedious, because you need to perform all these tasks that just take ages. We could We could actually grab these and sort of bevel them a little bit here to smooth it out a bit. Let's just go here and see how we're looking, and move it to cutters. And there we go. So we got this going on, and this should be going above the solidification for sure. And bevel should be catching this. Hang on. Let me just shift to that. I think it's a little bit too deep. You see that there's a like overhang here. So GY and move it in here a little bit. Come on. There we go. GY and move it in. That's better. Now you're talking. Cool. So now let's shift to that and grab this cutter. And then the modifier here, mirror, and mirror this across this main shape. There we go. Cool. So that's peachy. I like that. Here in the back, we could have some kind of capacitors or whatnot. So we could just go to mesh and cylinder, and go here in RY90. Oh, sorry, RZ90. Scale it down. Doesn't have to be 3. I think it's 24 segments, so that's okay. Shift S into origin and switch the pivot to individual origins. Create something like this. Rotate it a bit. You can hold shift. And let me see where we're gonna move this. This is too big. Still too big. Somewhere here would be good, I think. So let's just move it outside here and align it with this edge. And we're gonna have to drop it down. So GZ, there we go. And align it. There we go. And we still need to align it here to the corner. There we go, that's better. Cool. Let's shade it smooth and, auto smooth. Control A and apply scale. Let's create some chamfers here. I think it still needs a bit rotating, so R, rotate away from the other edge, like that. There we go, that's better. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna sort of embed it. So R, and we're gonna split it with Control B, then go here, select, and loop tools and boundary loop. You can actually assign it to Shift tilde. So assign shortcut Shift tilde. So whenever you press Shift tilde, you're gonna select loops, Control B, something like this, and then E cancel, Alt S, scale it a bit, and S ZZ, and scale it like that. And that's cool. And then we're gonna have these two here. Let me see how we're looking. We're piercing through a little bit, so rotate it like that, drop it down a bit. That's cool. And move it outside a bit too. There we go. And this will do. We could create some openings here. So I and E and Alt S and drop it in and scale it. So it's going to be a bit more interesting, and then we can put a bevel on it. And 3 segments, and smaller bevel because it's insane. And weighted normals because you need that. And then we're going to put a mirror on it. So mirror. And above weighted normals. And across this shape here, the main shape. So boom. Right. How we're looking? Yeah, we're looking a bit better. Now this could be a bit smaller. That's up to you. But you could make it smaller and make it, for example, 2 of them, or more than 1. So rotate them a bit and then Shift D and rotate them again. And we could combine them with a cable or some kind of a pipe as well. So how you do that, it's up to you basically. Grab them both and move them in. Yeah. And it needs to be a little bit higher too. Kind of tucked in over there, something like this, I suppose. Yeah, there you go. That'll do. More in the middle of these elements, so somewhere, for example, here, or even somewhere, yeah, somewhere here, and this one could be somewhere here. So something like that. SCZ, and scale it a bit, and boom. There you go. That looks pretty good to me. And now we need some kind of a gun here in the front. It's gonna be a whole different ballpark. We also need some maybe elements here close to this, not in the middle here, but I would say somewhere here. Maybe some longer elements. So we could grab it from this. Shift D. Okay, P selection, and then grab them. And we can turn off the solidification. Sorry, not solidification, subdivision. That's what I mean. And we definitely can add some weighted normals on the bottom. And we definitely need some bevel. So, bevel. Move it above here, below solidification. There you go. 3 segments, and GZ, move it up. And the bevel is a little bit too crazy. Okay. And let's turn this solidification on. Let's select these 4 and Shift Control B and just bevel them a little bit. And you can see we got a shading problem here, which is interesting because we are using weighted normals, but auto smooth is not enabled. So we need to enable it because we disable it for subdivision. So remember to turn it back on. You see that will create a little bit of interest here. It's too big, so we're gonna make it smaller. So Shift S and to geometry, which will do something interesting to it. Let me remove the mirror for a sec. There we go. And then Shift S to geometry, and then let's add another mirror. And let's mirror this across this shape. There we go. And then let's scale that. And we can put it somewhere here. And move it somewhere here. And let me see that. And with this here, what we can do is, you know, we could slice this with a cube or something. So grab another cube and Control J here and move it up, JZ, and move it in here and scale it SX and drop it down on top of this here. And let's just go to Shift 7 with your numpad to align to this face here so we can see what we're doing. And hold Shift and align this to this shape here like that. Cool. GZZ, drop it down. Right click Shade Smooth and then Auto Smooth and select this one and Control minus. And then what we need to do is grab this one and move it on top here. Boom. And let's just Alt Control click these edges, Control B. We have to apply scale. So apply scale, then one more time. There we go. And M cutters. And we got this kind of a detail, which is pretty cool. That's much better. These small details gonna bring a little bit of attention to the middle here, which is great. We're gonna create something out of these spheres. Shift D, Y, move it here. S, Y, and S, Z. Yeah, there you go. Rotate them like this. Drop them down. They're way too big, but we're gonna fix that. So make them smaller and rotate them. And squash them a little bit more like this, and kind of drop them here. That's gonna be kind of cool. Now, probably I would need to make them less pointy. I don't want to create anything in the middle because that's already pretty strong. I'm gonna leave it like that. So now let's think about the gun, and I think we're gonna do it in the next episode, guys. So in the last one, we're gonna be designing the gun, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Maybe we're gonna add some more details, but I think we're getting close to finishing. Thanks for watching. See you soon.